Penn State at Wisconsin. This is Sunday college basketball. Marco, who do you like and why?
I like Penn State in this game, RJ, and this is one of my absolute favorite handicapping scenarios that I'm looking at.
What is it?
We've got an inflated home favorite. The public will be all over Wisconsin on Sunday, and here's why. This team had a long winning streak. They upset the number one team in the country, Ohio State. Then they went on the road, which we predicted on the show, and lost at Purdue. It was, coming off such a high, we said that they were going to have trouble. The public will say, okay, now they'll buy into that and say, let's dismiss that road loss at Purdue. They're coming back home. It was expected for them to be flat. They're going to bounce back at home. You're going to have another carryover.
First off, it wasn't expected to be flat. The point you made in the video when you correctly predicted Purdue was that people were not going to properly value the home-road dichotomy with Wisconsin, and thus they were going to overvalue them. So once they lost doing that, they're going to emotionally react to that, right?
They are, but I think they're going to forgive that loss under the circumstances because the game was on ESPN. And, as you watch the game, you're going to hear the announcers the whole game, after the fact as they're losing. They're saying, well, it can't be that, unexpected of a loss after such a big win. The announcers like to jump on the bandwagon of however the game's going. But now they're back home playing a Penn State team in which they already beat on the road. And, people talk about revenge games all the time and when do you take a team in revenge, when do you don't. Here's a spot when you lose on your home floor and then you're a road dog in the second meeting. So many times the home team's going to look past you because, hey, if we could beat you on the road.
So it's not even so much that Penn State's ready to redeem them. I mean, Penn State gets beat twice by teams all the time in a year. It's not so much they're ready to redeem themselves. It's Wisconsin may take them lightly.
They may take them lightly. And what I also like, and we talk about styles and tempo, Penn State is a team that likes to play a slower tempo, like Wisconsin does. This game has the makings, to me, of being in the 60s.
All right, so let's talk about a mathematical concept. The lower scoring a game is, the more valuable every point it is for the underdog.
Absolutely.
So, for example, imagine in baseball where the amount of points, quote, or / runs scored is 9, 10, or 11. All of a sudden, if you could get a team plus 7 runs, you'd be looking pretty good, right? Now, that's an extreme case.
Right.
But just the difference of a game in the 55-50 range or a game in the 75-70 range is significant, especially when you're getting upwards of double digits.
So if we have an overinflated line, we have a team that might be a little bit flat returning home off the loss, and you've got a tempo that shows you that you're going to probably be in the 60s, and we're getting double digits, to me, that's all the makings of a live dog, and that's all I can ask for.
All right. Well, here comes the crux of the show. I know that most people right now are interested.
They're on the edge of their seats right now
give my blessing
in anticipation.
And
did you want the projected line that help you in your prediction?
All right, go ahead.
All right. We don't have the line for Sunday, but I'm projecting that this game will come out Wisconsin around -12.
Okay, so that's not your number, but the bookie number.
What I think the Vegas will bring it out at.
Okay, now I got bad news.
Oh, God.
I'm not going to bless this.
No, you going to go the other way?
No. Here's the reason. I like what you're saying, except it feels thin. Because to me, what I'm hearing, and maybe...
I've never heard anybody accuse me of feeling thin, but go ahead.
Here's my question. What I'm hearing you say is Wisconsin had a big win, and thus they're overrated. So fade them. Mm-hmm. All right? And then I'm hearing you say, well, they're a double-digit favorite at home. They already won a game. They're not going to take it too seriously. It seems to me there's going to be a dozen games on Saturday that fit that. What is different about this game than the dozen other games that you've got a double-digit favorite that won the first game? And by definition, the fact it's a double-digit favorite means it's a pretty good team. Now, yeah, I agree the fact they just had a marquee win against Ohio State might affect things by a half point or a point, but you need 2.5 points to get to 55% typically, and I don't see where the 2.5 points of value are coming from. I'm not hearing one thing about Penn State being, it sounds like a one-sided play, and it sounds like an old-school wise guy play, and I think that maybe I don't like Penn State, I just don't see the value.
Well, Penn State, I think is a little bit undervalued. They
Wow.
they're a team that's flying under the radar. They had
Because they're not good.
Well, they played decent early. Then they had some injuries, and they've won their last 2 games in a row. And
So if anything, that means the public might be saying, I got a live dog that's won 2 in a row.
well, considering the public, I can guarantee you that if you want to go Sunday and check Sportsbook Spy, that Wisconsin will be 60% or better on the betting. If you want to do a side bet on
No,
it.
I'm not. I would tend to agree with you, but I think most double-digit favorites are going to be above 60. I'm guessing if you took the double-digit favorites at home favorites, that they're going to be in about I'm guessing in the bottom half of the disparity. So let's say that there's 20 of them. I bet 10 of them or more are going to be more lopsided. I also think another reason this is old school. And again, I like old school. It's just I like that 10% of the new school that says, no, we're not going to play this game in this spot, is Wisconsin's not a sexy team. Wisconsin, the very reason that we had great value with them against Ohio State is the reason that they're not sexy here, is they don't score a lot of points. They don't have, they don't have the guys that are twittering stuff out, all the things that get you attention in 2011. I just don't think that the premium's placed on them, especially off a loss, as much as a Duke that's in a similar spot.
If they were in the second...
I'm almost talking you out of this.
No, you're not. If this was the second game at home for them coming off the loss, I would feel totally different. But because it is the first game, there is going to be that built-in automatic bounce back in the public's eye.
All right, so I'm going neutral on this one.
Okay.
All right, so give us your official
All right,
projection.
I actually have Wisconsin winning the game, but I have them only winning 68-63. Look for a tight game down to the stretch, and we're going to grab Penn State and the points.
All right, so you're going to be back on Tuesday with more videos?
We'll have Wednesday and Thursday games for you on Tuesday.
All right, your turn to continue the conversation in the comment section with Marco and me. And that's it for this week. And remember, you've got videos for Marco and VR up right now at pregame.tv. See you next week.